Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed. Today, we're embarking on a really fascinating exploration of something that defines us maybe more than we realize, our daily routines.
Yeah, it's one of those topics, isn't it? It
hmm
seems deceptively simple on the surface, but as we'll unpack how we, intentionally structure our days,
Yeah,
well, it's truly foundational for our well-being, our productivity.
absolutely. Our source material for this deep dive is from the English Leap podcast by Speak English with Class. It's a really candid conversation between their hosts, Aaron and Evan. They walk us right through their personal routines, morning, afternoon, evening, night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's enriched with practical insights and a brilliant vocabulary breakdown, too, by someone named Charlotte.
Right. And our mission today really is to distill these detailed accounts. We want to move beyond just, describing what they do and extract some of the deeper principles. We want to reveal how even, really subtle habits can create pretty significant shifts in how we feel, how we perform, how we interact with the world. So, yeah, get ready for maybe some aha moments about your own daily blueprint.
All right, let's dive in then. As we kick off with daily routines, it's fascinating how our source immediately grounds us in the morning. And right away, there's this striking contrast.
It's almost immediately clear, isn't it? You've got a computer science student waking around 7 a.m. He even admits to just staring at the ceiling for a bit first.
Yeah.
And then there's the other host, a full-time customer support professional up by 6:30 a.m. for what they describe as a quick and clear routine.
So different.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
this diversity right off the bat, it just underscores the personalized nature of effective routines. It's less about finding some perfect template, and more about finding what clicks with your own energy, your life demands.
But okay, despite those different start times, different jobs, what really connects them, what I found interesting, are the simple, common habits they share. Like, one prioritizes a big glass of water, says their brain doesn't even work until I hydrate.
Right, the basics.
Yeah, exactly. Both emphasize fundamental hygiene, brushing teeth, splashing water on the face, a quick shower, simple stuff.
And beyond those absolute basics, it's compelling to see the variety in how they fuel their mornings. One goes for something light, quick toast with peanut butter or a banana,
Okay.
while the other leans towards maybe more substantial options.
Mm.
Eggs or oatmeal, sometimes just coffee and a granola bar. It shows that adaptability, catering to what you actually need that day.
And then there's this intentional shift, setting the day's course. One host looks over their study plan, sets one little goal for the day.
Just one.
Yeah, just one, while the other makes a short to-do list focusing on just 3 things I really want to get done.
Right. And that approach, it kind of prompts us, and you listening, to consider, how do you intentionally launch your day? Good question. Their experiences seem to suggest that success isn't really about these grand, huge gestures. It's more about simple, consistent actions and a clear, manageable focus, building a launch pad that actually supports the day, instead of just rushing into it blind.
Okay, so from those really crucial morning foundations, we naturally move into the afternoon, a period our source calls the heart of it all, where the energy, well, it really shifts.
Absolutely. You see one host, the student, finishing classes around 4:30, heads straight to the kitchen, starving apparently, makes
Yeah.
something easy like noodles or a rice bowl.
Right.
The other, the customer support pro, wrapping up calls around noon, reaches for something quick like a sandwich and a cup of tea. The key here isn't so much the specific food,
No.
but that deliberate pause, taking time for nourishment.
But maybe the most vital point here for this phase is the indispensable role of taking a break.
Oh yeah, crucial.
One admits they just can't focus without a short break first. Suggest simple things: a short walk, listening to music, even lying down for 10 minutes. The other host, they now follow a strict rule. After lunch, I pause for at least 15 minutes. No screen, no stress, just rest. They both kind of learned the hard way, it sounds like.
Yeah, about trying to just push through and, burning out fast.
Exactly.
And if you connect this to, the broader science of productivity,
Mm-hmm.
these breaks aren't just about avoiding burnout. They actually help optimize your cognitive function. You can sustain focus better.
Right, makes sense.
It's strategic. It's not a lapse in discipline. It's a strategic pause. And this is also when their podcasting work comes in planning, editing, checking comments.
Okay.
Making podcasting a part of our routine keeps their afternoons, as they put it, productive but fun.
So what does this afternoon insight mean for you listening? Especially if you're, say, a student or freelancer working from home, your afternoon might be a similar mix. Food, study, work.
Mm-hmm.
The core message seems clear. The most effective afternoons balance things. You need to consciously stay balanced, recharge, and make time to do something meaningful. Okay, so after that busy afternoon rhythm, our source shifts. Shifts to what one host calls my favorite part of the day, the chill zone.
Yeah, the wind
A
down.
time to slow down, relax, and just breathe. It's described really vividly, like the brain feels it's done a marathon.
And this is exactly where that concept of unplugging really becomes central.
Right.
One host takes a shower right after studying to reset, slips into cozy clothes, makes something light and quick like a veggie stir-fry or pasta.
Simple.
The other has dinner around 7 p.m., often rice and chicken or maybe leftovers. It's about signaling, signaling to your body and mind that the active part of the day is winding down.
What's really insightful, I think, are the different ways they do this wind down. Diverse, but intentional.
Yeah.
One takes a short walk just to clear their head. The other has a specific ritual. Lights a scented candle, makes green tea, opens a book, even if it's just 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Those little rituals matter.
We also hear about music, stretching, even just 5 minutes after dinner to feel relaxed.
And this brings up a critical point about screen time, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Both hosts actively try to avoid screens in the evening, but, well, they admit to sneaking in one episode of a favorite show.
The wind down watch.
Exactly. But with a rule, a crucial rule, stop at least 30 minutes before bed. It's not about, perfection. It's about setting boundaries.
Right. Before really settling down, they also emphasize simple hygiene and the power of reflection. One mentions washing face, brushing teeth, and maybe write in my journal.
Yeah.
The other really cherishes journaling for reflection on the day, even if it's just a few lines.
So the big message here for you listening seems to be this. Sure, evenings are different for everyone. We all have different needs.
True.
But deliberately carving out that time to actually slow down, that's crucial. Your brain and body need it for real recovery. It sets the stage for good rest.
And that leads us finally to the quiet final chapter of the day, the night routine, where everything slows down, preparing for deep rest.
Yeah, and a key observation here is the focus on the environment, creating a calm space. One describes their room as dark, except for a tiny night lamp. It creates this feeling, they say, that their world shrinks into this little calm space.
Nice image.
Both advocate for letting go of the planning, the checking. One keeps their phone on the other side of the room, out of reach, out of mind.
That's a big one.
It's not just convenience, right? It's a strategic removal of that potential distraction.
But what really seems to help them transition to sleep are these specific habits, often quite subtle. One does 10 slow breaths, just to clear thoughts. The other drinks warm milk or chamomile tea, calls it an old habit from childhood that makes them feel safe and sleepy.
Comforting rituals.
Yeah, and they also mention just wrapping up in a blanket and lie still. Sometimes it's that simple.
And this makes us think, doesn't it? What personal rituals do you have, however small they seem? They signal the end of the day. One host has this silly habit, they call it, of fluffing their pillow 3 times.
Oh, I can absolutely relate to that. There's something so powerful in those small, repetitive actions. They train your mind, don't they?
Exactly. It's a clear signal, we're done for the day. Another host listens to calming nature sounds like rain or ocean waves, describing it as being rocked to sleep by the planet itself.
Wow.
These aren't just background noise, they're deliberate cues for the brain to switch off.
And then finally, there's this beautiful practice mentioned, self-compassion.
Yes.
One whispers a few kind words to myself like, you did your best, you're okay, let go now. It's like, tucking in your thoughts for the night.
And if we connect that to the broader psychological benefits, well, the night isn't just about physical rest, is it? It's about forgiveness of yourself, of the day. Like, it's fundamentally how we reset and start again tomorrow. And the source sums it up so powerfully. Night routines don't have to be perfect. They just have to feel like peace. Because ultimately, every good day ends with letting go.
That's powerful. And our source wraps things up with that fantastic vocabulary breakdown by Charlotte. A perfect reminder that even, the simplest words can unlock a deeper understanding of our daily patterns.
Yeah, it really highlights the power of language, not just to describe, but to actually maybe diagnose these everyday actions. Take terms like unplug and wind down. They perfectly capture that crucial mental shift needed after a busy day. It's psychological, not just physical.
Right. And we also heard practical concepts like recharge and reset. They aren't just buzzwords, are they? They're essential principles for managing our energy, starting fresh each day.
Exactly. And then you have words that add nuance, color, like cozy for comfort, ritual for those intentional habits, reflection for self-awareness,
Hmm.
concepts like let go versus push through. They offer really profound insights into how we approach challenges, stress, even practical terms, leftovers, freelancer, starve, sneak in. They illustrate how language mirrors our daily realities and helps us understand them.
What these terms really show, I think, is the power of having a precise vocabulary. It lets us not only describe, but also sort of diagnose our own habits. By accurately naming what we do, are we unplugging or are we pushing through? We gain this new lens to maybe refine our own daily blueprints.
Well put.
So, what a truly illuminating deep dive into the rhythms of our daily lives. From that intentional morning launch to the quiet art of letting go at night, we've really seen how conscious choices, whether they feel big or small, granular, they profoundly shape our experience.
It all comes back to that simple but, well, profound idea our source started with. The way you spend your day, it shapes your life. The details, the strategic habits, the moments of calm, the moments of focused productivity, they don't just happen by accident. They're cultivated,
Hmm.
and they add up.
So consider this as you listen. Our source really powerfully emphasized that every good day ends with letting go. What one specific thought, maybe a lingering task or a persistent worry, what one thing could you consciously, intentionally let go of tonight to truly create your own quiet space and reset not just physically, but mentally for tomorrow?
Think about it. Just a small intentional shift in your evening ritual, maybe rooted in that practice of release. It could be the anchor that transforms your whole experience of rest and prepares you not just for the next day, but perhaps for a more intentional life overall. That's the real, I think, transformative power of understanding our routines.